question, Jasmine. Quick question. Was it premeditated to have Mariah here in the house? I mean, I definitely wanted to invite her for sure. But like, is her ticket already booked? As of now, it is, yeah.
Oh.
But when it came to Mariah, nobody considered what Rhea had gone through with her.
Absolutely fucking not.
Because it's like Mariah, what she did.
Fuck you.
Your dog stuff was in there with the clean towel. Girl, take your
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith and I'm back with another video. Today we're going to talk about Summer House Martha's Vineyard Season 2 Episode 3. And this was actually a great episode from start to finish. I enjoyed it all the way through. I watched it twice. I had to watch it just a few minutes ago. I had to go get my notes together. But we're going to talk about it because Jordan, Bria, Alex, and Noel, I got something for all y'all because a lot of stuff happened I didn't like. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Yeah, let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, wanted, securing the bag.
All right, so the episode basically starts with, after Nick talked to Preston, he went to Jordan and Summer was like, hey, I just want to know, like, y'all can be honest with me. Have I been handsy? Have I been, what has it been inappropriate? And they basically tell him, like, it's not inappropriate, but it's basically, you have been handsy. But what it is Nick, you're moving like you're single and you have a whole girlfriend. So if that was my dude that was on TV and it's embarrassing and it's disrespectful. You have a whole girl that's gonna watch this back and seeing that you are on Summer's shoulder talking about this is my hand, and then you're over here caressing the girls. Like, yes, y'all friends, yes, y'all close, cool, that's fine. But at the end of the day, you have to take accountability that you have someone back home that you say you're in a relationship with. To be honest, just say you're single. Then if you're single, then it is what it is at that point, right? But we see that everybody's getting ready for Shanice's neon party. Shanice goes up to her room. She talks to her mom. She's like, hey, mom, Hendrix is coming. He's bringing a friend. Hendrix is fine. And his friend was fine. And her mom, and she basically told her mom, like, look, at the end of the day, when we were over here playing this game the other night, Summer basically said that I was, the worst dressed out of everybody. And it wasn't even her question. And her mom was like, so is she jealous of you? Is she in competition with you? What is it? And she was just like, look, mom, look at me. You know, it is what it is. Just hyping herself up. However, I do feel like there's something there for Summer to basically throw these low blows. I don't think it's in competition, but I do feel like Summer has something against Shanice, or she sees something in Shanice that she is basically not saying. And I feel like they're being dishonest with each other because I feel like there's a lot of people that be in competition with their friends, or I bring this friend around because I look better than them, they're gonna make me feel better, or this, that, and the third. I just felt the comment was unnecessary, very much, right?
Okay, let's go.
So basically it's the party time. Shanice, she talks about, her life after being fired. We see like the montage of her going down the slip and slide naked. And I'm just thinking when she's talking like, yeah, I go home, go to the gym, I wake up, I go straight back to sleep. I'm just like, girl, if you don't get your ass up and get a motherfucking job, yes, you might lose your job now, but after this, you go get another job. Yeah. So Bria sees Shanice over here in the slip side naked. She's like, look, I'm here for my girl. Do your thing. She's like, I'm fine now. Because, last year, she didn't like that, Shanice was naked in front of her man.
I love naked Shanice. At first I was mad because it was in front of my man.
But I'm thinking like, girl, I don't think anybody in this house or watching on TV wants your man besides you. Don't think anybody wants that man by any means. He's yours, girl. Yeah. Everyone tries to play flip cup / slip and slide / relay race. However, Jasmine's over here cheating, and then Shanice walks off because Hendrick pulled up with his boy Christian, and both of them are fine. I said, hold on.
Now, this is Summer House.
What are you doing? That's Shanice.
Got more meat in the house. But, Hendrix comes in with Christian, and everyone is having a good time, more people in the house, and Hendrix goes to Noel and they hit it off. They're looking at each other in the eyes. They're over here talking. He's like, your eyes are crazy, you look so good, da 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 da, just really hitting it off. And then they both bite into the cupcake. We see these flashes of Alex looking like weird and crazy. However, I just feel like that's probably editing, but we never know. But at the end of the day, it seems like, Alex is uncomfortable, but who knows? But everyone decides to go to, the club. In the kitchen, we see Alex and Noelle, and they talking, and Alex let her know that, I was talking to someone last summer, and, I was in like a fast relationship, but I really like you. I think that you're really cool. And I love your vibe, blah, 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 blah. All this, right. But we think he said he talked to somebody last summer, but wasn't he fucking Summer last summer?
Wait a damn minute.
In Los Angeles? Okay. But, regardless of all that, when it comes to Noelle and her personality, I feel like she's a great fit. She came in very easy, very fresh. I think she's a great dynamic for this house because she seems like a very bubbly, light, fun girl. So cool. But everyone goes out. It was what it was. The next day, we see Amir and Nick over here picking up all the trash from outside from the party, and we see Nick got his crop top on. And I was like, low-key, why did Nick look kind of good in that crop top? Don't hold me down. So Jordan goes to Shanice's room, and she's like, Summer's comments, like, how are you feeling? And Shanice is just like, I just feel like this is unnecessary. And Jordan's like, well, I know Shanice. I don't think it came from like a bad place. But when we were back in New York, before we came out, I had to check her. She's like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, she was over here doing this, that, and the third in front of my apartment complex. And I'm just like, girl, you don't do that. Just basically saying that she's trying to check, Summer, because she was making out with a guy over here, was very like hypersexual, this and the third. My whole thing, the problem with Jordan is I feel like Jordan wants to be the HBIC, and Jordan thinks that she can check the girls without her being checked. And that happened at the end of this episode, right? So we see Preston, Bria, Amir, and Noelle all go out for grocery shopping, and they talk about Hendrix and Alex. So Noelle basically says that Hendrix is the type of guy that he wants everybody to be all up on him, and he wants you to come to him. And she's like, I'm not that type of girl. Like, if I chase you, chase back. Like, But they said that, we see the connection with Alex. He definitely said that he likes you. He really likes your vibe, blah, 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 blah. They hyping her head up, right? Remember that. They hyping her head up. So, Noelle basically tells me that, she kind of feels a way about Summer because she didn't know that her and Alex hooked up, because Summer told her that they had interest, but she never said that they actually like went to Pound Town. So her finding out from Shanice when they were working out, that made her feel some type of way, which I totally agree. But they talked about it, so it should have been deaded, but whatever. But back at the house, we see Jasmine, Summer, and Jordan. They all are in the kitchen, basically talk about the guest list, like guests coming, and Jasmine was like, I want Mariah to come.
We had to talk about everything. Oh, good. Mariah was really hurt by how everything played out last. It was the first time Mariah and I's friendship was tested.
We think going home is best for you.
Jasmine says that, I want to basically, I made amends with Mariah, and, I realized that I was a fucked up friend. And I feel like Jasmine was a very much fucked up ass friend, because you let people pump your head up to send your best friend home that you lived in a car with. She had your back 10 toes and you sent her home. You did her dirty. So to be honest, you should make it up to her. So I feel like everything that Jasmine is doing, I'm standing 10 toes behind it, because Mariah went home unfairly.
We eased back into it. It looked a lot like me calling and FaceTiming her.
And we're gonna get to it, right? But I also do feel like if Mariah can come, Phil can come too. Period. Because at that point, this can become favoritism. But it's the house rules at this point. Majority rules. So we see everybody come back from the grocery shop, and Noelle comes back with food for Alex. She's like, oh, I got this for you. It's vegan. And he was like, oh, it's tofu. I really don't eat tofu like that, but I appreciate the effort. And Shanice and Summer and Jordan like, girl, he over here sunned you, da 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 da. But we cut to the next scene, and Alex is over here destroying that sandwich. He was eating that sandwich up now. Jasmine calls a house meeting, and everyone's like, oh my God, because I was under the assumption that last season was the last time we were going to be doing these house meetings, because girl, what the fuck are we doing? We're not children. But she calls a house meeting, and she's just like, look, what do we think about Phil and Mariah coming? She said, let's talk about Phil. Across the board, it was a collective no.
I think disrespect Preston, call out Alex, and then he want to go toe-to-toe with me. He gives me a lot of vibes that I think are very off-putting and unhealthy as
Bria and Shanice wanted to bring Phil into the house, but they're like, no, he was rude, disrespectful. And they were like, well, he's changed. And they're like, I don't give a fuck. Jordan spoke up, and Preston spoke up. He was the loudest one. And he was just like, no, he made me feel uncomfortable. And regardless of what y'all say, it's going to be a no across the board. Cool. So they talk about Mariah. Everyone's like, yeah, you know, I don't mind Mariah coming back. Whoop, 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 whoop. So Bria gets up. She's like, oh my God, da 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 da. After everything she's done to me, da da da.
I don't want to talk anymore. I'm getting on my damn nerves. Things happened between me and her, and I feel like that is like, oh, she disrespected Bria. She could get away with it.
My whole thing with Bria is the fact is that Mariah pushed you with clothes in her hand.
Your dog stuff was in there with a clean towel. Girl, take your
A little tap with clothes in her hand. Summer bopped you upside your motherfucking head. So I'm just confused on what part of you feel so triggered in this, that, and the third did you not feel that you feel for Mariah, but you don't feel for Summer when Summer actually bopped you upside your motherfucking head. So that's the part that I'm just confused on, is like, if Mariah actually punched her or beat her ass, cool, I get it. You don't want to go through that. I totally understand. But Mariah didn't put her hands on you. And Jordan, you got to get it too, because Jordan, you made Jasmine feel like Mariah put her hands on that girl.
I with Mariah heavy, but she went like this to the bitch.
But she went like this to the bitch. Take your
clock it. Went through our stuff. Clock it.
Mariah didn't punch that girl. Mariah did a little tap. We saw it back to back to back to back. So, to be honest, I wish Mariah could come back and get her retribution and be like, y'all sent me home unfairly, but she can't do that because she knows it's a game and she got to be on, you know, P's and Q's and nicey. But I wish she can come back and have a conversation and be like, I didn't do anything that Summer didn't do worse to you. But that's my problem with Bria. Bria, you wanted to play the victim when you were the villain the whole entire first season. Period. Done. So Bria go outside with Noelle and Shanice, and they call Phil, and Phil let them know that, you know, people don't want you in the house. Preston voiced his opinion the loudest, and, you know, Phil's like, well, you know, I changed, and, you know, it was what it was, but he still plans on coming out to meet with Mariah. And she's like, what do you mean? He was like, oh, Mariah already told me that, you know, her ticket was booked on the 1st. Basically, that was like 5 days later. I'm just like, girl. So Bria's mad all over again, like, oh my God, she didn't say that. So she was already gonna send her out regardless.
This is why I hate being the only gay person in this house sometimes, I swear.
Ain't no grown ass man, you got upset.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm a little confused about it.
Yeah. Everything feels like I'm like...
Yes, I'm trying to figure out what's the problem with the timeline, because I might have booked a trip or a ticket beforehand. However, she was gonna come out regardless. I'm giving y'all a heads up. Like, my whole thing, if I was Jasmine, I'm like, I'm not asking for permission. I'm just giving you a heads up that she's coming. Also, during this moment, we see Preston outside talking to a mirror. He's very upset about the possibility of Phil coming. And I mean, his feelings are valid. If he feels very much, you know, not comfortable with him coming to the house after the comments that he made, even if it was subtle or subliminal, we already know what those words mean, and I totally understand where Preston is coming from. However, I wouldn't have been upset with the words that he said, but regardless of the fact of how I personally feel about what Phil said, regardless, it's about what Preston feels, and if Preston feels comfortable, and he doesn't. So it is what it is.
I don't want no back, let's go. Stop being soft. Call it soft, call it whatever. Like, even if it's not intentional, I know what these words mean.
So the group goes out for seafood, and everyone's, you know, having a good time eating. So Bria brings up to Jasmine. She was like, so Jasmine, so was Mariah coming out premeditated? And if so, was the ticket already booked beforehand?
Jasmine, quick question. Was it premeditated to have Mariah here? I mean, I definitely wanted to invite her for sure. But, like, is her ticket already booked? As of now, it is, yeah.
And Jasmine's like, well, yes, you know, I wanted her to come out. We mended things, and I wanted her to come out for the weekend. And she was like, I booked it yesterday. So the producers show the receipts, and it wasn't purchased yesterday. It was purchased 5 days ago. I'm like, Jasmine, there's no need to lie. Like, just be like, yes, I did it. It was what it was. Like, I mean, at that point, she coming regardless. Everybody said they're fine with it. So I would just been honest. Like, it ain't gonna hurt about it. So Bria tells her, like, you know, well, Phil's plans to come out here. So everyone, Jordan, Preston, like, what you mean he's trying to come to the house? And then Jordan's like, he's not about to come to the crib. He's not about to come to the crib. Bria gets frustrated. She's like, girl, nobody said that he's coming to the crib.
Prevent him from coming.
What's gonna prevent him is we're not letting him in the crib. Like, I don't understand this. He's not coming to the
I'm just saying that he's planning to come out. So if he planned to come out and he's coming out here, it's not because of us. Basically saying her and Shanice. So Jordan then speaks up to Jasmine. She's like, I just feel like people didn't care about Bria's feelings. And I feel like people just like, whatever, fuck Bria's feelings. I feel like people don't feel like that because what happened between Bria and Mariah was not that deep at all. Also, I find it funny that they said that nobody cared about Bria's feelings. I personally feel like nobody cared about Mariah's feelings when they had that conversation without her to send her home. Not giving her a chance to defend herself or plead her case. I just find it funny. And I think that's just the tea. Like, Bria, you mad about something when you, like, I'm gonna say again, Mariah pushed you on your chest and Summer bopped you upside your head.
Bitch, what? What's not clicking here?
Like, what are we talking about, right? So Bria tells Bria tells Jasmine, she's like, at the end of the day, I just feel like it was shady. Like, girl, you talk about shady, girl, I see the sun. So, okay, whatever.
I think it's because it's like Mariah, you took the initiative to buy the flight before you had spoken to her.
So after that dies down, we see Bria texting like, oh, I want to go home. Amir asked Summer, hey, is it okay I bring up your situation with Shanice? She said yes. So Amir's like, hey Shanice, so have you talked to Summer? And Shanice is like, now? Okay. So Shanice basically tells the group that, you know, I lost my job. So when Summer said I was the worst dressed, she knows I can't afford to buy new clothes at the moment. So I just felt like it was kind of fucked up for her to even insinuate that and say that, because you already know my situation.
Funds right now to even like buy new clothes. I just always feel like there's some tension between us. I have trust issues. That's why I have a therapist. And
then Summer's like, well, you know, at the end of the day, she was like, I love you. It didn't come from a place of malice. You have like the best body in the whole group, girl. So mind you, people start laughing and Summer's like, it's not funny, why are y'all laughing? It's not the time to laugh. So Jordan pipes up, she said, who's laughing? I said, ooh. So Shanice was like, they were laughing. And then Jordan was like, girl, don't turn up.
It's not funny right now. Who's laughing? They were. I'm not talking about you. They're laughing. Why are you turning up?
So mind you, before this, Summer brought up to the group, hey, I feel like it's not that deep with the conversation with Bria and Jasmine, blah, blah, blah. They jumped down on her like, but it is like, you don't know the da. They just went off on her.
We have to acknowledge the fact that Jazz did bring it up. She's the only one that did say, hey, we had a meeting about this. But I don't think that's the point. That's not the point. Okay, my bad, damn.
So this is the second time that Jordan has interrupted or tried to check Summer in this conversation, right? So Bria, she basically breaks up the monotony and she gets up and she's just like, oh, I'm going home. So people, Jordan, I think Noelle, Shanice, Amir, no, Nick, they go after Bria. So Summer's at the table. She's like, Preston, do you think I'm wrong? And Preston's like, to be honest, like, you know, I feel like sometimes you can come across very pointed.
Wrong on how I talk to Jordan too?
You do sometimes raise your voice when you're talking to people.
And Jordan doesn't?
Yes, she does too, for sure.
Yeah, when I do it, I'm wrong.
And I feel like Preston, Preston said something that pissed me off, because I was like, you lying like shit, because in this moment, Summer was voicing her opinion. Jordan interjected twice on what she just said. And then on top of that, Preston said, oh, well, you know, Summer basically is like, well, you know, I don't think it's right that she does this, and you know, she could be an asshole, she could be rude. And they're like, yes, she could be rude and stuff, but we're used to her. That's the norm. And I'm like, it might be the norm, but it doesn't mean that it's right. So I understand why Summer's upset in this moment, because it came out of nowhere that she checked her twice in that moment when it didn't even need to be that. But on the flip side, Summer, now you know how it feels when somebody come after you and it's unwarranted. Just how you did Shanice. So, right. They go out partying. Alex, he goes up to some girl in the club, start talking to her. All the girls are like, oh my God, Alex talking to a girl. So Noelle goes to Jasmine. She's like, girl, do you think I have a right to be like feel some type of way? And Jasmine's like, yes, girl, you do have a right. You need to go talk to him. And in my head, I'm thinking, no, you don't have a right to feel any type of way. Because one, you only know this man for what, 4 or 5 days? 2, on top of that, y'all both are single. You just expressed interest into this man a few hours before this whole moment. So I'm like, you don't have no right to even try to check him on anything and on try to make him feel like he is obligated to have your attention, because he's not, right? He's out, he's grown, he's single, he could do what he want to do. So Noelle pulls him to the side, and I feel like she should have pulled him to the side because it's going to make her look fucking dumb, which that's basically how she felt at the end.
I think you're a type of person, and I think you're cool. But like, you probably don't even know that like I have interest in you. Did you know that?
She basically told him, like, I have interest in you, I like you, da-da-da-da-da. I just get very territorial over people. That's my toxic trait. And he's just like, look, I was in a relationship last summer.
And he fucked Summer last summer.
And, you know, I really don't want to jump into anything too fast. I'm just trying to know you as a person in the house. Woo. All this, right? So now Noelle's sitting stuck on stupid, and she just feels some type of way, which I totally get it. But I'm like, you put an expectation on this man that you shouldn't have put an expectation on him at all. He wasn't showing you this interest. You just got your head pumped up from everybody else in the house. And you took a chance and you got shot down.
Housemates had said, and then when I put myself out there, I get burned.
Cool. The thing that Alex did that I did not like is the fact he went to Amir after that, was like, yeah, you know, she was basically trying to say that I'm her man. She already claiming me as her man. She didn't say that. That's what you're over here assuming what she said. She didn't say that.
That was an ambush, man. It was like that she already decided in her mind that I am her man.
And I'm pissed off that you over here tried to make that the rhetoric and the conversation that she's over here pressed over you, because I really don't think that's what it was. She just said, I have interest in you, but you know, I understand that you're single, you're gonna do your own thing, and I shouldn't have to put that weight on myself. That's all she said. So you made a whole situation out of nothing, and I did not like that, what Alex did. And I think that's what Alex do, because every girl in this house, well, that was single, has went after Alex and chased Alex. Alex hasn't chased none of them since season 1. But the group goes home, and at the end of the episode, we see Jordan and Summer get into it. So Jordan basically tells us, Summer, I really feel like you have been, you know, we need to talk because you really have been coming after me.
Bitch, what? Sure. It's always your way. You want to attack? Is that what you want to attack? Feel attacked? I'm having a. I can't say a word.
And I'm just like, what the fuck did we just watch? Because Jordan, you went after her more than once. You checked her, and people let you slide because they feel like it's the norm and that's just what you do. Girl, I don't give a fuck about none of that, because at the end of the day, you were rude to Summer, and now Summer over here feeling gaslit, and she's over here crying because now she feel crazy because you're basically telling her that she did something to you. No, sweetie, you did something to her.
Say it because I'm not a good friend to you. Because I'm a piece of shit.
When I said anything to her.
Everybody stop. Both of y'all, please. Stop.
Period. So Summer over here, they over here yelling and screaming, talk about, you're over here wrong, you talk to me crazy, and she slammed the door, and we're gonna figure out what's gonna happen next episode. But the way that they do friendship, baby, they would probably get cussed the fuck out. Because Jordan, I'm seeing you for your work.
You cannot trick me.
I still like Jordan, don't get me wrong, but I'm seeing her for like this other side of her that I do not like. But y'all, let me know what you guys think. This was a good episode. Shout out to Martha's Vineyard. They are coming out swinging. But y'all, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Brian Keith, LG, Black Butte. Bet you didn't know we the Holy Trinity. Now let a God stop a y'all and break your head here. Step into the room and get up in the bed. It's too sweet, that's cause I'm good. It tastes sour cause I'm better than the hood. Cause I get you hyper when I'm running all around, cause I excite ya. Let me talk real quick. You can't